And then he kind of puts his face in his hand on his forehead, and it looks like he's absorbing what this all means right now.
Yeah, I'm absorbing what it all means too. I know I can't fix and just take back what has happened, but I can try to my best to apologize. Apologize because I am of that line, and someone from there owes you an apology.
He looks towards you, and he with his lip curled, he kind of gives you a nod, saying, "Yes, yes, he does. Oh, again, he does want an apology." He finally goes over and takes out there's a pad of paper on the side. He pulls
Mm-hmm.
that out, and he takes his pencil, and with his left hand, he's left-handed. He scrawls something. Now the
Mm-hmm.
thing about Archer is that you realize that he's not completely illiterate, but you don't think that he's ever been formally taught how to read and write,
Mm-hmm.
which is a shame because something happened since you left, because your parents definitely made sure that your elves were educated. For
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason, somehow Archer was neglected and he never learned how to properly read and write. So it looks like he's trying to write you a note. His handwriting is awful, and his spelling and grammar is worse.
Is he writing in
Um,
Norwegian or Ferelden?
it looks like he's writing in for Eldon,
All right.
and he might probably, because I think for him for Eldon's easier to write. Uh, but he gives you the pad of paper, and roll me a cunning to see if you can understand his chicken scratch, apparently.
Okay.
You sort of get the idea that, yeah, you might think, well, why doesn't Archer just write everything down to communicate? Well, I think you're probably gathering, as a person who's in tune with spirits. I'm gonna say that you're a little empathic towards Archer, and that therefore you can kind of understand that the reason why he doesn't just write everything down is because he's embarrassed. He was never really given a formal education. He was never really taught how to read and write. So when he tries to write things down for people, he's ashamed because he knows he's not good at it, and therefore it's easier for him to just communicate without writing something down.
Right.
It's just, it's a pride thing, I think.
All right. I got 11. That's not terrible.
It's not terrible. You can make out the word life, and difficult, and because, and make out father. Life, difficult, because, father.
I know this doesn't make anything better. Know that he wasn't always this man, and it's most tragic that you were the one to be a victim of his sudden transformation into cruelty.
He
I'm
takes a
surprised. I'm very sorry this has made life for you.
he takes out the pad of paper, and this time he's like writing down, and he's like writing down heavily, like almost in anger, and then he kind of hands you the paper. From the paper you can read, in big letters, hate, and then escape, and then glad, never see.
after what you turned into, you deserved better. I'm glad you got away, sadly unscathed. Without being unscathed.
He then writes another piece of paper on another piece of paper, hands it to you again. The paper says, no angry you, just angry happened.
My character is, like, puts his head down and shakes. He's like, it's so confusing to me that any of this happened. My life before I went to the circle, it's so hard to imagine that everything would come down to this, that I would hurt someone innocent like that. That. No, I'm going to do, I don't know how, but maybe after my quest, somehow this will happen, something will change and this will not happen. There could be something I can do.
He writes again on the piece of paper. This one calmer. He's still a little shaky.
Mm-hmm.
But he writes down, and he hands it to you, and it says,
I'm gonna try a little bit harder and read again. Should I take a penalty?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Wow, got it. 15.
You can kind of make out thank you. You can make out I try my best to be a good person. I try to be better, even though things harder for me than everybody else. But can't blame anyone else.
You're very strong and wise, Archer.
He puts the pad away, and he walks over to you, and he holds out his hand.
I extend my hand and
He gives you a firm handshake. And then he nods, and then he gives you a quick pat on the shoulder. And then he points over to the eggs.
I nod out to the pat on the shoulder and I get back to cooking stuff.
Okay. Back to Delwyn real quick.
Right.
Does Delwyn respond when Naythen says, I don't understand? Because it almost seems... I'm sorry, when Naythen asks, I don't understand, because it almost seems like he's willing to drop the subject if you don't respond.
Yeah, I don't think, given his profession, that Delwyn is going to go into any more detail than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so Naythen is going to finish up what he's doing, and he says, well, I guess I should wash up and grab breakfast unless you need me to do anything else.
No, I'm getting hungry myself, so breakfast would be good. After that, got some stuff to pick up over at Wade's.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a 1d2 to see whether or not breakfast gets a penalty or a bonus. 2 bonus. Plus,
The eggs helped, of course.
yes, your eggs are going to help a lot, so that's a 3d6, plus another 1d6, plus another 3, which will be 17. So
Wow.
breakfast actually is amazingly good, even better than Jody's, and even better than Jody's.
Is it even better
Damn
than
it.
Jody's cheese omelet?
Yes, it's even better than Jody's. Well, I think Jody's omelet was good, but the overall breakfast,
Yes.
breakfast is better on the ship than it was on Cafe Gustavio's, and cheaper. But this is a special occasion.
Yeah, I had a good time. That was matter.
That's all that
matters.
matters.
Yeah, no, good companionship.
You should have hired Gwehael to make your eggs.
Yeah, maybe I should.
I'm pretty sure that would have been a very, very awkward breakfast
Yes.
date if Gwehael was the chef.
Oh, hi.
I'm happy for you two, but I am not cooking your breakfast.
She's like, so Maximilian, how would you like your eggs? Yes, we'll go back to Maximilian. So Max, you're finished. You guys are done with your breakfast.
Yeah.
Jody takes her napkin and dabs her mouth daintily. She certainly has better table manners than Plim.
Oh, that's good.
Certainly,
I'm relieved.
a good change of pace.
Yeah.
And she says, "So should we get back to the ship?"
Yes, I believe we're heading off to Redcliffe today.
Ah, I see. You do realize that Redcliffe is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than the Mage Tower was.
I did not expect this to be easy, so yes.
Are you willing? I probably should warn you about this before we go then.
What?
How much do you know about what happened at Redcliffe?
Not a whole lot, I'm afraid.
The Arl, who used to reside over Redcliffe, he became extremely ill. And that was just the beginning of the spiral that ended up happening, not only in Redcliffe, but for the rest of Thetis. The things went completely awry when they had invited. She sort of looks like she pauses for a moment, and it looks like she's selecting her next words carefully. One of the members of the Arl's household became corrupted, and ended up killing and transforming the servants of the Redcliffe Castle into the undead. Eventually, the hordes of undead left the castle itself and attacked the villagers, causing their deaths to add to the ranks of the undead that they are there now. Pretty much everyone there were victims of what had happened in Redcliffe.
So these undead, they are walking corpses?
Yes, they're walking corpses that are being controlled by a demon. A demon that currently, as far as I know, still possesses the son of the Arl, Connor.
So what happens if we destroy this sun?
If you destroy the sun, then it should break the necromantic power that is causing all of the dead to walk. But like you said, it will end up destroying a 13-year-old boy. I think is how old he is now.
I see. And you wish to save him?
I'd like to try.
I see. That's a nice sentiment, but we might not have a choice here.
Yes, I figured that would probably be the case. I was just curious as to your opinion on how important it would be to try.
Well, I'm willing to try, but if it looks like it won't be able to do anything, then I won't hesitate to do the right thing. This is about more than just me and this boy. It's about all of Thedas. If one life can save thousands and thousands of lives, are we not obligated to do the right thing? I don't know.
Yes, I definitely understand what you're saying, she says.
Good. I don't take any joy in it. And still, we're not even there yet. Certain circumstances might have changed. I don't know. We'll see.
Let me ask you this then, Maximilian. I had heard that you say that you don't remember, but you do know that you supposedly did something you reportedly did something very similar 20 years ago.
I know how it might sound, but I did not do that. I can promise you that. I kill only when I have good reason. When I need to protect someone, or save someone, or, well, doing the right thing. However hard it might be. But I would not kill an innocent just like that. I promise you.
I believe that Connor is a victim in this as well. An innocent, to be fair, she says.
Then I'll do my part to try and get him out alive. If at all possible.
Of course.
If that is the course we're going to take, yes.
Understood. I just wanted to be aware of that before we went in.
So you intend to come with us?
Oh, well, she says, I wasn't necessarily being presumptuous. I was just saying, in general, if we were to go towards Redcliffe.
I see. Well, if you're asking me, I would be happy to have you by my side. I've seen you in combat. I know what you're doing. I know what you can do.
If you think I would be, if you believe that I would be the right one for the job, absolutely.
If nothing else, I'm sure you can be quite valuable up defending the airship. We don't know what horrors will be down there, or up in the sky for that matter. Nothing will surprise me now.
Of course, she says. All right, shall we then?
Yes, we shall.
You emerge and out of Gustavio's, and while you are making your way to the docks again, the sky opens up and it does start to rain. At this point, she opens up her parasol, and it's not the largest parasol, but it can fit you both if you squeeze. So she raises it up, and then she sort of huddles very close to you, very, very close to you. The scent of her hair, something about that woman's hair, I don't know what she puts in it, but it's very, very pleasant and inviting. And you guys walk together.
Herbs.
Yeah,
Or Legion herbs.
I'm just gonna wrap my arm around her waist, like
Oh,
casually, and
yes,
walk down.
that's very nice. Aw. And she has the bottle that you gifted her clutched in her arms as well.
Oh,
So-
that's so precious.
Ah. Yes.
True love.
Yes. If you go into the her character screen, you can see like at the bottom it says interested. So, okay. Back on the ship, Delwyn and Gwehael. You guys are in the mess hall for breakfast. I'm sorry. Well, Delwyn's in the mess hall with Naythen for breakfast, and Archer comes out. And when he comes out, he's actually looks like he's in higher spirits than normal. Yesterday he looked very upset, and today he seems to be a lot happier. And he's serving you some omelets as well. And these omelets are fluffy, they're well seasoned, and yeah, very, very pleasant. So, Gwehael, are you going to be eating in the mess hall as well? Or are you staying in the kitchen the whole time?
After I feel like I've done enough in the kitchen, I've cleaned up a little bit, I'll probably head out to the mess hall.
All right. You'll go into the mess hall. You'll join some of the crew there. Delwyn, Naythen will be there.
All right.
Victor is there as well.
And I imagine Plim.
Plim
Delicious food.
Plim is not there yet. He hasn't arrived yet for breakfast. So. You guys are free to converse. You're free to do whatever you'd like. Otherwise, I will move on.
So I'll just kind of scarce down some food. Look at Archer. Good job. It's delicious.
Archer smiles, and he gives Delwyn a friendly pat on the shoulder. Archer really seems like he's taken a liking to the group of you. So.
Yeah.
So, eventually sit next down to you guys. So
Eventually, after he hobnobs with some of the rest of his people.
Eventually, I'll sit down with you.
Actually, I think it's time. I have the 5 minutes to spare to be seen in public.
Well, I'm saying, I meant in the sense that after you got done helping serve, like I said, and everything like that, it probably took them a little longer because they've already eaten.
Go ahead, Gwehael. Your meal is tasty.
You guys enjoying the food then, huh?
Yeah. Did I see you come out of the kitchen?
Yes.
I thought something about this tasted slightly Orlesian.
Wait. Victor looked at his plate. This stuff is Orlesian?
No,
He
the
looks shocked.
eggs came from the ship.
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, and he continues on eating.
I think I'll wait till he's done to tell him.
Naythen turns towards Victor. And Monsieur, what exactly is wrong with being Orlesian? Victor says, what's wrong with being Orlesian? Do you want me to make a list for you? And Naythen sort of, his brow kind of furrows. And Victor says, maybe later. And he'll keep eating.
There's a decent amount of Orlesians on this ship now that reside on this ship now, so most of them with magic.
I'm talking. He says, "I'm only talking about the decent Orlesian, not you." He says as he continues eating his food.
I don't know. Seems Orlesians seem to do a lot of things well. He just kind of glances over at Gwehael. Very quietly. Kind of hinting at last night.
Oh!
Hold on,
Wow.
let's see Gwehael, let's see how Gwehael says.
Very subtle.
Willpower check, I guess.
Very subtle.
Do I need add it has self-discipline and something that yeah, probably. I'm gonna Gwehael goes and starts eating his eggs. Well, I'm glad you like the eggs then.
Very good. Yes. Eggs. Right. Go with that.
I used to help some of the cooks inside the kitchen when I was still at the manor.
Ah.
They taught me a few things.
Nice.
but very, very light blushing going across his face.
Naythen says the manor was very nice. We lived very comfortably there. For the most part. There were a lot of interesting hiding places. We used to play hide and seek there a lot during our off hours.
Okay, Gwehael gets really silent because of what hide and seek would mean for him sometimes with him whatnot. Secret kisses.
Yeah, he sort of glances towards Gwehael. Yeah, that's sort of what Gwehael.
Yeah,
that's sort of what.
No, I have to make another roll. He just keeps eating, looking down at his food. Remember, very fun indeed.
Oh yes, he says. So Gwehael, Naythen says, what else have you been up to since last we saw you? Not that that much time has passed for you, but...
Wait, what?
Naythen's just kind of doing small talk. He's asking you what you've been up to since last he saw you.
Since last night? I did my usual thing. Reading, studying. I helped in the kitchen. I talked to Archer.
Oh. Is he, he's checking to make sure Archer's not in the room. He was acting kind of weird when I said hi to him. Like, I think I upset him.
Yeah, and knowing why that might have come up, and realizing the situation, I thought it was important I talked to him because of what my father did, so I think it might have helped. I felt it important, so...
I'm sorry that you had to see your father like that, Naythen says. It was the alcohol. We knew it was. Your father's a great man. He just... Things just never were the same when you had to be taken to the circle.
The person who did that was not truly my father. I mean that in more than one sense, I suppose.
I don't suppose you've seen your mother yet, have you? Naythen asks.
I have not seen what she looks like now, but the last time I had any form of contact with her, I do not know what... She has also changed. Perhaps not as negatively. But it is weird to see her to look, from what I know, so differently. She's not the same mother. My family is just not the same anymore.
Yes, she's definitely assimilated, or at least tried to assimilate more to the rest of Orlesian noble culture. That's what I loved about your mother the most before, is that she just wasn't like most of the other hoity-toity, stuffy Orlesian nobles. So it is a little disappointing, but I did see her several months ago, and she's still a rather beautiful lady, I must say.
Time does not touch our family very aggressively.
I probably should tell you now why I saw her.
Finish food, yeah?
Forgive me, he says. I don't mean to drop this on you first thing in the morning, but I figure it's better to tell you now than later. It was for your father's funeral.
I see. He pushes his ball backwards. Well, I think I should help Archer in the kitchen more often. We make a good team. If you'll excuse me.
Oh, okay. If you leave and you go into the kitchen, and Naythen kind of goes, stupid. He sort of tells to Delwyn, and he turns to Delwyn and says, that went horribly. I don't know what I was thinking. I just figured he needed to know. I just thought, we were talking about his father, and we were talking about his mom. I just thought naturally. We weren't in the middle of...
Right.
We weren't in the middle of adventure.
We've had enough dose of funeral for the past while.
Yeah.
Dylan just kind of gets up, puts his hand on Naythen's shoulder. I'll go talk to him.
Okay.
Just kind of wanders off into the kitchen.
Gwehael, you go into the kitchen and you see that Arthur looks up, and do you have any signs on your face that you're at all bothered by anything, or are you trying to hide it?
I think he would try to hide it, but I guess I should make another roll. Should I add self-discipline to my willpower? Or...
Sure.
So he doesn't look happy, but he doesn't look particularly upset. Just kind of.
Okay. He when you come in, Archer is taking a bite out of the omelets, and he gives you a thumbs up. Not that he can taste it, but I think not that Archer can taste it, but you figure he probably can still feel the texture. The texture is very pleasant, so
probably the smell coming off of it too.
Yeah. The smell coming off of it too. So I'm sure
the smell still helps. This smell is actually like 40 or 50% of taste actually. So
yeah. So he knows you did something good with the eggs. So Delwyn will follow in.
Hey, well, never actually been in here before. This is weird.
Archer looks at you curiously, as if wondering if you need something.
Yeah, just gonna borrow this one for a bit.
He nods, like, sure.
Okay. I turn at you and it's like, yes?
You look like you need some air, and this kitchen doesn't seem like it's going to afford you any benefits as far as that's concerned. I mean, I gotta go to Wade's and pick up our gear, so... Do you want to come with?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool. By the way, I haven't seen Liam around the ship yet. What's up with that? Do you know anything? I mean, who am I gonna ask? Hey, have you seen a red-headed Templar running around? You know.
Yeah, I thought I saw him, but apparently I didn't.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that.
Sorry, couldn't resist that.
I know, go ahead.
I imagine he probably doesn't want to be here, so... Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll see him when we're out.
Yeah, I don't think he came back to the ship last night.
Seems like that's the case. I mean, last I saw him, he was down by the alienage, so and that was last night.
Why would he be at the alienage?
Yeah, probably not my place to say. Well, probably is my place to say, but... Yeah, family stuff.
But he is not Elvish unless he is a F-elf like me, but I don't know.
My family.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Okay, I am still confused now.
Yeah, okay. Let's just go. And
Right to
Yeah.
know. Then.
Okay,
So Maelstrom.
so you go to
5 minutes
Maelstrom.
is soon.
That's fine. You see that Maelstrom is placing some flowers on the nightstand right next to. There's like a small nightstand, like dresser. It's sort of like a communal dresser, but there happens to be one right next to the bed of the person who had deceased, and she's placing some flowers on it.
Do I have any flowers? I don't have any flowers.
She, when she sees you, she glances over, and then she turns back to the flowers and says, "I didn't see you at the services last night."
I don't do well at funerals.
"You have issues with death?" she says.
I imagine most living things would.
"Yes, well, you're going to have to face them eventually. Face it eventually. And I believe that there is a lot to be said about respecting those who have passed on."
I understand.
"He was a good man," she says, "and he is going to be missed. He was like a brother to me, you know."
He was clearly there for you more than I was, and I understand that.
She frowns a little bit. "That's not exactly what I meant."
May I ask something?
"Go right ahead."
Because, as we've stated, I have an issue with death. Would I be allowed to request that we do not leave until we have all of our party here?
"I wasn't intending to."
Sorry. Forgive my.
"Do you have any reason to believe any of your friends would be dawdling?"
I know of at least one that is not currently on the ship.
"Ah, you're talking about that Templar."
Yes.
That one. I can't say I really trust him. He's rather cold.
I don't think it's by his own choice, by his own choices that made him that way.
Fair enough. Does he even wish to join us?
He expressed interest in wanting to join. I honestly believe that it's because besides us, he has no one left.
Fair enough. Okay. As you guys leave, I'm assuming you're going to Hightown.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, still in Hightown, Jody and Maximilian are walking. They are about to pass by the chantry, and you see Liam leaving the chantry in his Templar uniform. You will notice him first, and then eventually he will notice you, and he'll give you a brief nod towards Maximilian, and then if you don't want to say to anything to him, he's gonna go his way.
Yeah, I was gonna nod back.
Okay.
Greeting.
Jody asks you as he walks by, what are your thoughts on the Templar?
I don't know yet. He seems confused. Well, I see that coming from him since he's been trapped in his own body for making knows how long.
He doesn't seem all that interested in sticking around, and I might be very partial. Part of me would prefer that he doesn't.
To tell the truth, I think it's something he has to make up his own mind about. I won't force him, but I won't toss him off either.
Do we trust him, though?
Now that's a good question. He seemed remorseful when I met him up on the tower. Then again, I only spoke to him for about 5 minutes, so I can't really say. He seems to know Delwyn. I don't know. It's just Let's just keep an eye out, just in case.
Very well. You guys will end up passing by. You guys will end up passing by Jody and Maximilian. It's raining, by the way, so I don't know if you guys have anything to protect you from the rain. It's not raining that heavily, but enough that
Just the hood from the cloak he bought for the funeral.
Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. But yeah, you'll run into each other along the way. So, I don't know if you guys will interact at all. Otherwise, you will continue on.
What's up?
Hi.
Why, hello, Delwyn. Hello, Gwehael. Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. You're off to see. Go to the Chantry? What are you doing up here?
What makes you mention the Chantry?
Chantry.
It was kind of looking at Gwehael like, why would we be 10 feet within a Chantry?
Yeah, well, I have a slightly quizzical look on my face.
I'm guessing not.
No, we're here to pick up the stuff from Wade's.
Ah, of course. Great.
Oh. You see, I guess I shouldn't say you've seen a Templar running around here. We're right near a Chantry. Of course you've seen a Templar running around here. Have you seen a disgruntled red-headed Templar around here?
I exchanged a look with Jody, and well, I think I saw him up at the Chantry not long ago.
Yes, it looks like that's where he spent the night.
You
Yeah.
You know him, don't you?
We go back about 20 plus years, I guess you could say.
Huh.
Something about him, she says. I don't know. Something about him just bothers me. And I'm not just saying that because he's a Templar.
He's fine.
You sure?
A bit hot-headed from time to time, but I think he's just a little bit conflicted, maybe. I don't know. I can't claim to know how these people think.
I'm having an increasingly ponderous look on my face as you talk about this.
Well, just be careful, just in case.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I should probably get to getting the stuff, hopefully I run into him.
Alright, good luck, and I'll see you back on the ship.
Yeah. Okay.
If you guys aren't already full, you should try some of the breakfast I helped made.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
I think we had quite the pleasant breakfast ourselves, thank you.
I see.
Alright, well, see you around. I'll do, mon ami.
Yeah, that's my cue.
Yeah. Very well.
Always weird talking to him.
I actually know Gwehael actually does laugh a little bit. So, by the way, seeming to lightening up from his earlier mood and whatnot, because thanks to the walk and stuff, and stuff. What is it with you and your Templar friend?
Friend might be a loose term, but...
Let's say acquaintance then, because you'll definitely have acquaintance with him.
Well, when you're sorry. Well, Templars tend to chase you, and
Yes, I'm
happened to
aware.
be the lucky winner.
Lucky winner. Is this you? Very. I don't even know how to describe it, but I know you do not like Templars. We've had conversations before. I am surprised that you are being this kind, especially one that you might know in your past, and you wouldn't call him a friend, so he probably has not helped you.
No.
Do you have some form of business with him? It is not my place to pry, but if you wish, I'm sorry.
I guess it's not. You're making this really awkward. He's just kind of. His cheeks are turning red, so he's just kind of rubbing them like.
What kind of emotion are you giving off? Because I have empathy, but not.
Embarrassment. If I was to give one word.
My character goes like this. Are you okay?
Yeah. That's a good question. I'm fine.
You know, more than half the time when you say that, that is a lie.
More than half. Thanks. More than half. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure him out, I guess. I mean, you know, those two weren't far off when they said weird, because he's definitely acting strange, though I'm starting to think it's probably because he actually feels bad about something. Which would explain why he was at the alienage last night. I'm curious if he took my suggestion to visit the circle too.
There's something here I cannot understand until you decide to share, but this seems like something that I do not want to even begin to force you to say so. But so there's something there in the past that you have there, and then apparently I am getting now, I'm just going to say it, something else.
We have an awkward relationship, I guess you could say.
I am the king of awkward, so...
Oh, I see.
Indeed.
No, this is weird telling you considering last night, okay? So...
Yes, like I said, I'm not exactly sure I need to know.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Let's go!
All right.
Let us.
You will arrive at Wade's Emporium, And as you come inside, Wade and Haren is there, but Wade is attending to a customer at the moment, and you hear him saying, "Here you are, just as you ordered, finely crafted. It is great doing business with you, my good man." And Wade hands the person this nice-looking, intricately-looking scabbard. And the person that Wade is handing the scabbard to is none other than a red-headed Templar, Liam.
Oh, my character just goes, "Are you kidding me?" In like religion, "Are you kidding me?"
Liam turns to leave after he pays. After he tries to pay. After he tries to play Wade, and Wade says, "No, free of charge. You are able to find me a fantastical element, and therefore merely the pleasure of working with such intricate ingredients is payment enough." And Liam looks at him again and says, "I insist. You've worked on it. You should get paid for your services." And Wade says, No. Do not insult me with such trinkets. They are nothing compared to the pricelessness of this experience. Accepting that money would completely destroy the whole joy and experience that I had working with it, forming it, having it, watching the creation of such magnificence evolve from my very fingertips, watching my... Okay, that's enough, Liam says. I understand, I get it. I'm leaving, he says. And then he turns to go. And then he sees the two of you, and he sighs. Do you still claim to not be following me? He asks. Delwyn.
I don't know. You ask Wade. He's got an order for us, so...
Wade says, yes. I have just finished your order as well. Let me go fetch it real quick. And he
Besides, we all know that it's your job to follow me, so...
Okay, my character just kind of got this expression on his face. He's like, I still can't believe this, and I am becoming increasingly unamused.
How do you figure? Liam asks.
Well, maybe not now. I'm just saying that I'm...
Are you assuming that I'm actually getting back on the ship?
I'm
Yes.
not
Are you?
assuming it.
I actually said yes. Are you? Looking over at you.
He says, as much as I hate to admit it, there probably is no use for me anywhere else.
See, I'm not assuming anything, but you come in here, you get a fancy new toy, you look like you're getting prepped for some kind of fight, so you gotta be going somewhere and doing something, and I can't imagine that you're gonna sit on your ass in the chantry and let someone like me do all the dirty work.
He says, from what I've seen, it looks like you're doing all the dirty work for the champion of Kirkwall, and he's getting all the credit. God, and he turns towards Haren, and Haren, for the first time when you look at him, he's actually wearing a t-shirt, a champion of Kirkwall t-shirt.
Well, see, I would have figured somebody like you wouldn't have cared about that, because really, isn't it about just stopping the blight?
Exactly.
He kind of grins.
Am I taking the high ground here? This is weird.
He grins, gives you a half smile and kind of nods. And then, without saying a word, he exits.
Out of character.
Wait! I got a question.
Okay?
I got one question.
Is this
to
in character?
ask
You're
you.
asking him?
Yes.
Okay. He stops and then turns around.
Did you happen to take my suggestion into consideration?
I took into consideration, yes.
Okay.
He then continues and leaves. At this point, Wade comes out. Ah, yes! Your magnificent gauntlet. Look at this thing. It is beautiful, magnificent.
Very nice.
The gauntlet itself is, again, very intricately made. It's lightweight. It feels flexible enough so that it gives you a lot of movement in your wrist. But it feels very tough and resistant, and it's, as they say, fits like a glove. Perfect fit. As usual, he will ask if you what you are going to name it so that he can engrave it properly.
I thought about this, and it's difficult. I feel like I kind of need to get a feel for it before I can give it a name that it deserves.
Okay. Well, I mean, out of character.
I imagine we'll be back here.
Yeah, I mean, out of
again.
If you want to name it later, or out of character, if you end up deciding on a name, we can retroactively say that you had this name before and had it already engraved. So,
yeah.
Okay, so you leave.
Wait, a question, by the way, because was he not making
We picked up everything.
Yeah,
as far as
I'm
it was
sorry.
concerned.
So
the
did he make?
gauntlets and the boots
Okay.
for Naythen, and the headband and the armor that he had taken the robes and fashioned into for Gwehael.
So the boots,
Yeah.
He will also ask if Lealden would want it named. So we can talk to Lealden about that later. But anyway, you leave Wade's Emporium if you don't have any other
Didn't he have
business
something
there.
for me too? I can't remember. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
If he
I don't even
did, you have it.
The robes that we're gonna give you like +1 magic.
Yeah.
He had them
You
fashioned
can have
into
those.
armor for
Yes.
you.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wasn't even there for that, was I? When I got those ordered. Was I? I can't recall. Whatever, it's not important.
Right. Well, yeah, you have it. Whatever
Anyways.
you got from Wade that you wanted
Yeah.
from last session, you have it. Maximilian and Jody will arrive onto the upper deck. The captain will be there. And she says, "Oh," the captain says, "You two did not have breakfast at the mess area this morning?"
That's correct, Captain. We had a lovely day out.
Ah, where did you go?
What was it called again?
Gustavio's.
Gustavio's, I believe it was called.
Oh, Gustavio's, the captain says. That's one of my favorites.
I can understand why. Very nice place.
Yes, it was very lovely, Captain. It was actually my first time being at such a fine establishment. Well, it's seen better days, dearie, believe me. Shortly after that, you see a Templar climb into the ship. He approaches the captain, and he says, "May I have a word, Captain Maelstrom?" The captain says, "Certainly." Privately, she asks. "No, this is fine," he says. "I heard that your entire crew intends on ending the Blight." The captain says, "Indeed. Would it be too much to ask for me to join you at least for now?" The captain says, "As long as you are willing to work, just like the rest of the crew, I have no issue of you staying on board." Liam says, the state that I am in right now, I have no purpose. And I wish to find purpose in what I am, of my existence now. If that purpose is to assist in whatever needs to happen in order to defeat the archdemon and this blight, then your blade is mine. The captain says, understood. It will be good to have you. Liam gives her a Templar salute, and then he turns around, he looks at Maximilian, he nods, and then he leaves.
I wonder what a Templar salute looks like.
A little bit of similarities between Maximilian and Liam there.
Yeah.
They're both kind of military-esque, not military, but I can't think of the word I'm looking. Disciplined folk, so that's to be expected.
Incredible.
I'm sure these are also good words, but they're not the first ones that came to mind.
And then finally, Gwehael and Delwyn get on board, and the ship will then leave the dock. Rise up, leave the dock, and you will be on your way to Redcliffe.
I am curious about one thing, though, about that. Because I was, like I said, Gwehael was becoming increasingly not amused with the situation and whatnot. And whether it was there or not, but supposed to be there or not, the way that she was role-playing that, so that it was getting this, like flirtatious thing, and I'm sure Gwehael can pick that up. He's an observant person and whatnot, so that, and I'm not sure if that was, like, on both sides, but he was becoming increasingly unamused. And apparently he did not hide it this time. He was just kind of like, yeah, yeah. And was carrying back some heavy stuff since he had armors and stuff. So, would you have said anything to him? Or would you just let him just go, yeah?
Give him. I think actually, and whether or not he was hiding it or not is a little bit, I'm gonna actually make this a roll, because no.
So what happened?
He's a bit too busy going, this is really nice.
Oh. Okay. Is there anything else about that we should address before we continue? Okay. All right.
Nope, I guess not.
All right. Well, all right. So
this will come back later, I'm sure.
Oh, well, yeah.
you guys are making your way to Redcliffe, and now comes the time when you need to go into the character selection screen and decide which party members you are going to bring with you on this mission.
Indeed.
I click several party members on and off just to hear them say different phrases.
My suggestion to you is two NPCs, no more, no less, is my suggestion.
All right.
Okay.
Can we change the outfits?
I'm sure you can.
Alternate outfits.
Do I want Jody in her
Do I
white
want
or
Jody
silver?
in the white and blue?
Or the silver. Let's arrange each other's equipment. Naythen, do you mind removing your armor there?
Yes, would you mind removing your arm?
Delwyn's also gonna drop his stuff off with Cogs to make sure he can get the runes done.
Yes, you can all get your runes done with Cogs. So your choices again are Archer, Vicious Vic, Cogs, Plim, Jody, Naythen, and Liam. 7 party people. 7 people. And if you want to take in consideration who you would bring to Orzammar, you can take that into consideration too, but it's up to you.
Well, I like Jody.
Maximilian.
I kind of want to bring the Templar to go slay the demon child.
I need my best friend right now. I want to choose Naythen. So I kind of saw this coming.
I mean, if you want to stretch it to 3, we can. I mean, I'm not going to say no to 3 to choosing 3. So, if that's what you want, I'm not gonna
Well,
stop.
it seems to make sense to take the Templar and the 2 demon hunters.
Yeah, we are going to fight demons after all, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And mages. We can always have one guarding our back, if nothing else.
Yes. I think the entire trip through Redcliffe is going to be very, very awkward one-upping, but you know. Let's make everybody jealous.
But if we do that, we can always take Archer and Vic with us to Orzammar later on.
Mm.
Yeah, avoid that again.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think?
I'm all for it.
So, what are we deciding on? Just to make sure I'm clear on this.
Well, if we take Naythen, Jody, and Liam with us to Redcliffe, then we can take Vic and Archer with us to Orzammar.
All
Yeah.
right. What about Plem? I forgot about Plem.
Someone's got to guard the ship.
Ah, good point. Yeah.
And Plem,
Oh, you made him a guard dog.
And Plem came with us to the tower. He's had his chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plem's been getting a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes sense. You just met Liam and you just met Naythen and Jody, so. they've
How
had to
many
be-
times have you played a game where you just meet the companion and you're like, I'm gonna take them with me right away? Next.
to the next mission because they're new. Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
All right, let's go with those 3 if that's okay with the
Yeah.
Game Master.
I'm fine with
I
that.
feel like Lealden is gonna be feeling very awkward the entire trip.